post is going to get a tiny bit personal, so if you're not in the mood to be a little upset, probably best to not read it, though it's about the community drama right now. When me and my friends started working on the United SMP, the QSMP had not been announced at all, and Quackity had kept things very close to his chest with what he was working on. We were all probably thinking the same general thing. We need another Minecraft server to play on. The idea was just to have a server to be able to just hop on Minecraft and play survival Minecraft again, and after Squid Game, we all agreed that it would be awesome to have it be creators from around the world. So I instantly started working on the translation mod, and was really excited to storyboard ideas for the SMP, calling with lots of creators about it, expressing excitement and brainstorming, and really getting excited to play Minecraft again. After the QSMP was announced, I was surprised and reached out to Quackity, expressing support for the project and letting him know I was working on something to bring creators from around the world together too, and that we should chat about it. His SMP announcement didn't mention any translation stuff, and was English and Spanish based, so I still was thinking that conceptually they were different enough to coexist, and even was hoping to share the mod with Quackity if he was interested in using it. Quackity didn't reply to me at the time, and obviously I assumed it was due to being overwhelmed and busy with the QSMP and all the messages he was probably getting. I reached out to multiple members of the QSMP that I'm close with after Quackity didn't reply to me, and got varying reassurance from them that the QSMP was a passion project to bring Quackities to biggest communities of English and Spanish together, and that the servers were completely different with hardly any creator overlap or idea overlap based on what I was planning. Those creators even all expressed strong interest in playing on both, and excitement about all the communities coming together, and this new era of SMPS. I expressed my interest in sharing the mod with Quackity to them, and how I would be giving it to the public for free, and asked for advice on how I should approach him about it without him feeling like I was trying to put my way into his project or something. After talking with them though, it really encouraged me to continue working on the idea, with the idea that it wouldn't really be a me thing, that there would be 6 other owners and it could be a big community project, with an open source translation mod to bridge the community together. On my original owners list, Quackity was actually the idea for the owner from the Spanish community, as this was before I knew anything about the QSMP, and I wanted every language to have a figure to make decisions, so it wasn't just one guy making decisions. I figured at this point he probably wouldn't be interested though, and thought that was fair enough obviously with his new SMP. Then I uploaded my translation mod video, which was planned as an April Fool's joke, and posted a simple little promotional photo graphic. The next day Quackity announced a translation mod for the QSMP, with the same functionality, and obviously with the same general idea of bridging that language gap, even more by literally live translating. I can't pretend that I wasn't a little bit taken aback, and even slightly disappointed, as I knew this would probably lead to drama. But at the same time, I was also super excited and hopeful for the future of Minecraft content. I was excited to share ideas, potentially share development to make things even easier and better for the community, and just have a cool thing to talk about with Quackity that we both worked on and were clearly passionate about. Ideas and work like that are really hard to put together and take time, passion, and dedication. I reached out to Quackity again, expressing support and laughing about the fact that we had such similar ideas. He had replied to my previous message, and didn't reply to that one either. I bumped him, mentioning that a lot of vitriol was building between our fan bases because of this, and suggested that we talk about it and work out what to do so we can avoid everyone being at each other's throat. All the hatred and infighting of communities can be avoided with creators communicating and setting boundaries and so on. After days went by, I bumped again going over the timeline of everything because I had the thought that maybe he was frustrated with me and thought that I had stolen his idea or something. Still no response, so I reached out to other friends of ours who were having the same communication struggles, so I figured it wasn't a me thing. I bumped him again a week or so later, expressing my love for him and that an SMP wasn't worth hurting our friendship over, and that I had no intention of competing with him or trying to copy any of his ideas, to at least talk to me, man. I don't want to have any problems between us. I love ya, and I tried avoiding anything like this from happening. What the best resolution is, but it's definitely not silence between us, still no responses. And at that point, I was very stressed and concerned about it. So members of the QSMP and non-members that were friends of mine attempted to reach out to get clarity or figure out what was going on. From what I gathered, there were no responses, and it was strongly alluded from Q that you wouldn't be allowed to play on both servers if you were a part of the QSMP. Which totally makes sense for Quackity, as there's not that many creators on the QSMP and it takes a lot of time to make all the mods and updates for content, and you want it to be as active as possible. I was still incredibly confused, and I continued to reach out and have even put my project on hold to try and work out what was going on behind the scenes and extend love and support to Quackity and everything he has done publicly. As only a couple weeks before this happened, we were all still joking and talking in calls, playing in events together, texting and chatting, and my assumption would be that we are all still really good friends, and that this is just a big misunderstanding with a lot of lack of communication between Quackity and all of us. That being said, I've seen the community split against each other and have tons of hate build around this and around the speculations of people's motives and friendships and so on, and it's really harmful to the community as a whole. I have seen more threats, doxing, fights, slander, and hate between a bunch of fan bases that I've seen in a very long time. I personally have experienced an elevated level of in real life threats and stalkers, and even had the police involved in somebody showing up at my house, and even putting trackers on my family vehicles, surrounding this drama, for the first time since preface reveal. That's really why I feel like I have to say something about it, despite me wanting to avoid any kind of serious talk about all of this, especially even talking about communication publicly feels wrong, but necessary in this instance. I never like to air out anything that feels, or is private, but I feel like in this case, it's really important for my fan base to be aware of my intentions, motives, thought process, and how we got to where we are. I've always been a creator that's very open with my fan base about everything going on in my life, and this is a massive thing right now for my friends and me, and is something an outsider might not really understand what's going on, and I feel clarity is important. So like I said, it's really not worth all the drama. I want to play Minecraft with friends again and really can't wait to start doing it again soon. The United SMP concept will be changed so that it's again different enough from the QSMP to not compete with it, and keep the main goal of uniting creators from around the world to just simply play vanilla Minecraft. So the original 10 creators from each language, these languages, etc. is going to be changing to a different structural format due to the QSMP announcements, as I really don't want them to be conceptually so similar and had no idea they would be. My intention was never to try and compete with another SMP, cause any friendship problems, or cause drama in the community. It was just to have fun and put out cool unique content. Just remember, this is all about uniting the world and communities and sharing positivity around the world. I love everything that Quackity's done, and I really believe this is a big miscommunication that we'll all be able to laugh about down the line together. I don't support any hate towards anyone. Any form of doxing, threats, harassment, racism is unacceptable, and you're not welcome in our community if you think otherwise. I will continue to say that I have the utmost respect for Quackity as a creative mind, a hard worker, and a person, and don't want anyone trying to take things I do and compare them to his work to put him down or to pit us against each other. My hope is still that Quackity sees this and knows that no one's ever meant any ill will. We love him, and that his friends are trying to reach out to him and know what's going on and are proud of everything.